The perfect imperfections. Can we talk Jeremiah 3:6? God sends Jeremiah to Israel. This was after Israel was unfaithful. This was after Israel had broken the commandments, and this was after Israel had worshipped other gods. God expresses his disappointments of these actions, the fact that Israel was unfaithful, the fact that Israel had broken the commandments, and the fact that Israel had worshipped other gods. But mostly God was expressing how disappointed he was. The fact that even after sinning, Israel did not come back to him. Because it happens to us, right? When we make mistakes and when we commit these sins, we start to feel unworthy. We start to feel undeserving. And like Israel, we distance ourselves from God. Our imperfections makes us feel unworthy of God's love. This is because our imperfections makes us feel unworthy to be loved by God. This is because our sins make us feel undeserving of God's love and kindness. These imperfections take us away from the love of God. But can we talk Jeremiah 3 verse 11? After God has been disappointed by Israel, he sends Jeremiah again, and he tells him to say to Israel, "Come back to me, I am merciful. I will never be angry at you forever." I repeat, after God was disappointed, he sends Jeremiah again to Israel. He says, "Tell Israel to come back to me. I am merciful and I will never be angry with you forever." Because this perfect imperfection is the other side of God that we need to experience. God is sending me to someone tonight, someone who's trapped in sin, someone who's trapped in bad decisions, someone who's trapped in addictions, someone who's in pain and somehow believes that the pain is a result of their actions in life. He is saying he's the God of imperfections. That is the side of him that you still need to experience. God is not mad at you. In fact, even if he is mad, God can't stay mad at you for too long. You know why? In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, he says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and future." So how can he prosper you if he's angry at you? How can he give you hope and future when he's angry at you? An angry God is not the God that you serve. An angry God is not the God that he created you. Because of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, he is the God of imperfections. He is not an angry God. He is not a punishing God. He is the God who perfects imperfections. There's the other side of God that you need to experience. The other side that says God sees beyond your wrongs. God sees beyond your addictions. God sees beyond your mistakes. God sees beyond your bad decisions. You might battle with guilt. You might battle with self-judgment. But what you need to understand tonight is the fact that God sees beyond your imperfections. If God would look at you based on your wrongs, if God would look at you based on your addictions and mistakes, then grace wouldn't exist. Because grace exists because it's the favor that we get even when we don't deserve. That's the other side of God. The God that blesses us regardless of our mistakes and addictions and bad decisions and bad choices. When we think that we don't deserve, but he sees us as deserving because he's the God of imperfections. He's a God who perfects imperfections. I don't know what phase you are in your life, but let me tell you something. You are allowed to give up on yourself. You are allowed to give up on life itself. But do yourself a favor. Don't give up on God. For his love for you is unconditional. For he has better plans for you, plans to prosper you and plans not to harm you. Draw yourself closer to him. No matter how bad you think you have sinned, No matter how trapped you are in bad decisions, no matter how trapped you are in addictions, do yourself a favor. Draw yourself closer to God. As imperfect as you are, He will perfect your imperfection. Remember, He created you, so He knows you better than you know yourself. May God bless you. Keep well. The perfect imperfections. Can we talk Jeremiah 3:6? God sends Jeremiah to Israel